Well, hi, everybody, and welcome into the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show. Man, what a great group of guys we got in the studio with us today, including Sammy Burnett, head football coach, athletic director. How are you, Coach?
Carl, busy.
We're going to have to talk a little bit louder than normal. We're sharing microphones here, so there you go. Coach, it's good to see you. We've got our co-players of the week we're going to introduce in just a few minutes, and got a big old football game coming up this Friday. Talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, Alvarado. We're going to Alvarado. You know, we played them the past 2 seasons and were successful against them. They got a good football team. We're sort of balanced in the amount of points that have been scored by opponents and the amount of points that we scored this year. So we're sort of balanced in that area. It's all about getting on the field and executing and doing the things your coaches ask you to do. They're an under center, offset eye, smash mouth team. They're going to run some old school plays in the cutback and the counters and things like that. And defensively, they're a 4-3. They're going to get in some man. They're going to play some 2 read. They're going to play some cover 4, and they're going to try to heat you up a little bit. And it's our MO is real simple. We're going to get behind our big boys up front, and we're going to mash the rock, and we're going to make them stop it, and we're going to RPO them. And we're going to throw the ball deep and press it vertical when we feel we have the chance and try to be explosive in that end. And, sort of be a 3-headed monster on offense. Run the rock, throw the RPOs off of it, and then take your shots. And, part of our run game is to be able to throw the quick screens out there and get 5 yards. People don't understand. They think they're passing the ball. No, we're not. We're really running it. It's no different than old school when you get under center and you turn around and you toss the running back the ball and he goes as fast as he can to the outside and goes as wide as he can. Well, we do the same thing. We just catch it and throw it out there to them. So it's just a abbreviated sweep for us, and we think we're going to have the opportunity to do that. So that our quick screens will be in play. Our RPOs off of quick screens will be in play. An example of that is if Chance has an end close and he has to keep the ball because they're taking away the running back. When that outside backer replaces and shows up, we're going to throw it out there to that receiver who's getting blocked for. That's what they call the old school triple option. It's done out of the spread formation. So that's into play for us, which is going to be difficult for them. They have to cover the whole field and play it. So I'm excited about the game plans we have. It's going to be playoff atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's for Alvarado. They know good and well if they win and beat the Lions on Friday night that they're in.
Yep.
And they solidified their spot in the playoffs. And we know that we got to beat them to continue. Or no, we don't have to. We have to win 2 of our last 3 just to get in, but that's not our MO anyway. We're going to win every game we play. That's our mindset. So we're going to have to go over to Alvarado and play at their home field and come away with the win, but it's going to be a playoff atmosphere for sure.
Yeah, they were shut out by Stephenville. They still had about 250 yards of offense, I think 100 and something on the ground. So they run the ball pretty well. They got 2 good running backs, as you said, so that's what they're going to do. Their MO.
Their running back's not big, neither is their quarterback, but they get it done. And I'm like, you say 200 and something yards against Stephenville's defense. I mean, they're no pushover. They scored points on people all year, and they faced some worthy opponents, and they put up, plenty of points. They're averaging I think they're averaging 29 points a game. So for us, and like I said before, you got to maximize your opportunities on offense, because in a normal game when we're probably getting 85 to 90 plays to 80 plays, somewhere in that 80 to 90 range, we're probably going to get about 50 to 55. Right. So that limits the number of drives you get. We got to create turnovers on defense and, and increase our opportunities to have more touches and maximize the touches we do get, because they are going to limit the touches that you have because of the control style offense that they run.
7:30 Friday night. Tell everybody how they can get tickets, Coach.
You can go on to brownwoodisd.org/athletics. They're 6 and 3, 6 for adults, 3 for students, and if you get them at the gate, which they will sell them at the gate, they're all $7.
All right, huge game Friday night. Lions fans, let's make that trip to Alvarado and support our Brownwood Lions on Friday night.
Yeah, we're going to need some fan support, there's no doubt.
Yeah, he said we've played them. Of course, 2019 was that playoff game in Denton.
Yes,
and then last year we handled them pretty good here at Gordonwood Stadium. But, they always seems to be a battle with Alvarado.
No doubt. They're very well coached, and it's a little bit for me. One of my best friends, sort of a brother to me, is a defensive coordinator there.
Yeah.
A great coach. Coach Dixon's a great coach. Coach Jason Davis, a great defensive coordinator. We know each other really well, so it's fun to get to compete against each other. But, at the same time, you want those bragging rights. But they're very well coached, and we're just going to go out there and do our thing and not let that bother us. Our kids are going to perform, and I think that they're going to come away victorious because they've been working extremely hard this week.
Well, I know they have Jeff Dixon, a former Howard Payne quarterback, by the way, so a lot of ties to Brownwood right there on their coaching staff.
Yeah, he played at Howard Payne with Kurt Chastain.
Oh, who's in the Gordonwood Hall of Champions, and his son is
son
going in.
That's
Isn't that pretty cool?
Yeah, no, it's not pretty cool. That's real cool.
It is. Of course, you played for Randy Allen. Mm-hmm. He's going in. He's not going to be able to be here that Friday. He's got another gig, I think.
Yeah, it's called a football game.
With the Scots.
Yeah, but I've talked to Coach Allen several times. He's very honored to receive that honor, and he's really working diligently to make sure that his presentation for the banquet is right. And, of course, he's a professional, do a good job, but, what a great honor for him, great honor for the other guys, Casey and Mike and the other guys that are going in as well.
Absolutely. You know Mike well. He was here at the studio this morning. So we'll talk more about the banquet maybe on Monday's show and more about Randy Allen. You played for him. So, all right. Hey, how about our Lady Line volleyball team?
Yes, I wanted to congratulate them. They went over to Land Pass this last night and were victorious, which for them solidified the fact that they will be in the playoffs. They still have another match to play in some scenarios that they could either be fourth or they could be second, third. I don't know, but I congratulated Coach for what she did and those girls, and for them to solidify a spot in the playoffs is huge. It takes a little bit of pressure off of them. Continue to do what you do and take care of what you can and let the others fall into place. And once the dust is settled, we'll figure out what seeding we are. But we do know this: we're in the playoffs, and I congratulate those girls. They have great senior leadership, and I congratulate the Coach Smith and the volleyball team for their success.
All right, I think they're off this week. One more match next Tuesday, then off to the playoffs.
Yeah, I get to work this morning, and the sun forgot to come up, and I'm trying to get me some coffee, and all I hear is thump, 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 thump.
I know what that is.
The lights are on. I go in the gym. There's about 20, 25, 30 girls in there. Our girls basketball program kicked off this morning, and Coach Hortz and the other coaches were out there, and they're doing their stretch and all that, and I'm heckling them already. When are we going to get to shoot? I mean, how are we going to score if we can't shoot? So she said we had to learn how to dribble first. So I said, I'll take your word for it. But basketball's kicked off today, and they're fired up this morning, and they were out there before the rooster started crowing and kick their season off. So I'm excited for them.
Always excited. I think she's in her 12th or 13th year as head coach. She's been here 1 year longer than that. I think it's 12 and 13, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, Derek's shaking his head over
We
there.
may have bored him. He looks like he's about to nap.
All right. Hey, sub-varsity football this week, what have we got?
We have our combined team is going to Llano and playing the Yellow Jackets at 6:30. That'll be our combined team against their freshman or JV. We don't care. We just like to play. And our Maroon will start at 5 o'clock, and then our JV will follow around 6:30 at Gordonwood Stadium against the Alvarado Indians. So come out and support them. I think we're going to do really well. So their kids are really working hard. And I'll get on a rant again, but I enjoy sitting at practice and we're going over defense or whatever, and I'm watching all the coaches in their stations and how hard they're coaching our kids and how our kids are trying to learn the techniques and be a master at what they've been asked to do this week. And I look over and the JV's going, and I look over and the freshmen's going, and we got all of our kids out there on the field at the same time. And what I notice is coaches working their tails off and kids responding and working really hard. So it's pretty neat to sit out there and watch those. So those kids are important. They just hadn't got to the point where they're ready to play on Friday night. So if you have an opportunity on Thursday, hopefully the weather will be really nice. Go out and watch those kids play and see what the future holds for us.
Boy, amen to that. All right. We have co-players of the week, as you announced on Monday, our Triple T players of the week. And I want to start at the end first. So go ahead and introduce our players of the week, Coach, if you don't mind.
We do that on Wednesdays. We do that on Sunday when our coaches get together. We put stats together. We evaluate our kids, each position. I give every coach an opportunity to nominate a player, and then we vote on it. And it's pretty serious for us. And what we're trying to do, we try to make it's important for us to identify those kids that are leading, that are doing great things in the program. And we happen to have a tie. And I said, well, in these instances, we're going to take that tie. Both of them received the same amount of votes, and and I think they both did extremely well. But if we're starting on the end for the second week in a row, our quarterback Chance Jones rose up, and he had 30 rushes for 187 yards, had 7 passes for 160, 2 touchdowns. I mean, just played a phenomenal game, not just beyond those stats, continuing drives on 3rd and 4th down, making things happen. Did some great things with his legs when the pocket broke down. So we really fed off him and what he did. And then when we get to the other one a little bit, we'll share his little contributes. But for second week in a row, Chance Jones, Player of the Week.
Well, Chance, congratulations again. We saved your seat for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Man, a great game, as he said, rushing for 180-plus yards and throwing for over 100 yards. So tell me what you saw in their defense that allowed you to pick up the rushing yardage like you did.
Well, a lot of the plays, it was just our read option stuff, and they'd take the back every time, and I'd pull it and just follow guard up in the hole and get about 10 yards every time we ran it. So that picked up most of my rushing yards. And then passing, their corners were just straight man, and we just took shots with our receivers and threw fade balls to them, and they came down with them.
Well, you threw some fades to Jason, a couple of those, and won the 31-yard touchdown.
Yes, sir.
When you release that ball, what are you thinking as Jackson he's well covered on that play?
Yes, sir.
So tell me about that play.
I'm pretty confident that if he's in one-on-one, he'll come down with it.
What about the play that he made?
He was probably thinking, I better not throw this short, because if I do, Coach Burnett's going to tear my head off.
I've been picked off probably, but Jason made it was a great pass, great catch. And what about the pass you threw to him in the end zone, or about the 3-yard line, leaping over the defender?
He just made a great play on that. I kind of threw it short a little bit, but he just came back and made a play on the ball.
So when you have receivers like that, I mean, you just throw it and you rely on those guys to get the ball somehow.
Yes, sir. They make good plays when they're one-on-one, so I'm pretty confident whenever I see that one-on-one coverage.
Yeah, Wear to Down made a couple of great catches too,
yes,
so he runs great routes.
He's taught to put the ball where we can catch it or no one does. I know that sounds, well, duh, but it's really not that easy. If you're talking about pass plays, I think the best play I watched him throw was the fade to Jason when we were coming out of the end zone about the 10-yard line. We got the one-on-one matchup. The safety came down in the box. I told him to throw the fade to Jason, and I mean, he put it right in the basket, never broke stride. And probably the best defender I think we've seen or we played all year was number 0 from La Vega, and him and the rest of the receiving corps made him look silly, which was nice.
They really did, absolutely, no doubt about that. So, we put up 33 on, again, Vegas, second most points. We put up more points against Heritage than any other team so far. So how are you feeling about this offense? You've got to be pretty confident right now.
Yes, sir. We're getting better every week and finding out what we're good at, and I think that we're going to keep improving every week.
All right. You got one of your offensive linemen here. Talk about your offensive line. I thought they did a great job last week.
Yes, sir. They do a good job just making holes, and I just follow them back, just follow them into the hole and just put my hand on their back, and they just clear a bunch of space.
Of course, you're a junior this year.
Yes, sir.
So have you ever had the fried mushrooms at Triple T?
I have not.
I love fried mushrooms.
Have you ever had them from Triple T?
I don't know that I have, but I love fried mushrooms.
They're unbelievable.
I have to have them.
All right. I know we talked last week about your hobbies and things, but kind of refresh everybody what you like to do besides playing football.
Hang out with friends, watch movies, play Madden.
All right.
Go fish with Kay sometimes.
Hey, there you go.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Favorite college or pro teams?
UT and Cowboys.
Poor UT. I know. Man, been a tough. I know. Go Cowboys, though.
Yes,
Tell you what, they look good Sunday. Old Dak is tearing it up right now, and C.D. Lamb is, big game.
Yes, sir.
Chance, thanks again for being here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hang around while we talk to one of your offensive line. I believe he's our left guard, Brandon Steele. How are you?
Good.
Brandon, it's good to see you again. I know we met up at the car hop a few weeks ago, and you're a senior, right?
Yes, sir.
One of our seniors on our offensive line. You and Ethan, I think, Alex, who was out of the ball game last week, all seniors in anchoring that. So tell me about the game against La Vega last week. You guys, I thought, did a great job. So, and I don't know if it was you or Ethan on that big number 44 last week.
It was me.
It was you. So what was that like? He was a big load.
Yes, sir. He was. Every time I go to a game, I just gotta realize I gotta drive them and get to my players. And even though he was big, I still had to do my job. So I did it.
I think he came out of the game at one time, if I'm not mistaken, kind of late in the game.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure who caused that, but anyway. But you guys are doing a great job, and sometimes the offensive line doesn't get all the credit it deserves. But I'm telling you, guys have done a great job. Conlon's had such a great year running the ball. You're giving Chance time to throw the ball. So talk about what we're looking at this week against Alvarado. If you've looked at some film, what can we do against them?
They run the 4-man, and their guys aren't as big as the Waco La Vega guy. So just like Coach said, we're just going to plan on hitting them in the mouth, run it, and then throw the screens.
All right. You're a senior this year, so what do you see yourself seeing down the road? College plans or anything?
I do plan on playing college football.
Okay. Awesome. Can you say where?
Well, that's still up because they're being recruited. But I want to say this,
Right.
Brandon graded out as an 82, and that's rare. It really is for a lineman. You have to know your assignments, your protections. When they're stemming and stunting, you have to pick up your right guy, and Coach Denard really grades them hard. He wants them to be successful, but he's also honest with them. And for him to grade out as an 82 is really, really good. But more so than that, Brandon's a program guy. He's an example of what hard work does. Like I told you last row, so if he took his shirt off, he looks like a man. He's thick. He's gained confidence. He played on the JV as a junior and never let things bother him. He knew he had a plan, and we have a plan for him as well, and that's to play on Friday nights. It's also to better his career so he can play in the future, and he gained the confidence he needed. Could he have been on the varsity last year? Sure, he could, but we wanted him playing every snap, and he's dominant this year. He's confident this year. He's doing great things. I get mad at him every once in a while when he doesn't move his feet, but he's the kind of kid that you tell him what to do, his response is going to be yes, sir, and he's going to apply it, and he's going to become better. He wants to be a master at his craft. He wants to be dominant, and it just showed the other night against that kid from La Vega was huge, and Brandon didn't let it bother him. He just hit him in the mouth and kept laying on him and I think at the end of the game the guy didn't want no more.
I agree.
That's sort of what we do, and that's our mentality, and that's Brandon's mentality. But he's a prime example of delayed gratification. You work hard, you're eventually going to accomplish your goals, and when you're there, you're going to be successful, and he's been nothing but successful. So it's really difficult for a lineman to get this opportunity, and we've had a couple, and he's well deserved to have that. And it's like Chance said earlier, and you said, Chance had a great run tonight. Colin had 160-something yards, 70-something yards, I think. And we don't do that without our offensive line. And we ran the ball to the left side a lot the other night. And it's because we trusted Brandon and we trusted what he was doing and what he could do. And they're probably sitting there going, why in the heck are they running at the big guy? Because we knew if we ran right at him, Brandon would do what he needed to do and we would be able to get past him. Sometimes you got to run at those people, not away from them, because they're extremely athletic. And I couldn't be any more proud of him and what he's done and the example he set. He's only one of 4 seniors that start for us.
Yeah.
And he's doing a great job, leading by example. He doesn't talk a lot. He just does what he's supposed to do. I can chew him up one side and down the other, and he sits there and takes it, and he listens, and he digests it, and then he applies it. And he understands that, it's the high expectations that we have for him because he can play at the next level.
Right.
And I see opportunity, and I have coaches coming in, and I talk to them about Brandon, and they're going to look at him and see his body and see more potential. And more than that, they're going to see a good student. They're going to see a consistent person. He's going to do what he's supposed to. You can depend on him, and he's going to go out there and work extremely hard. So I think the future is really bright for Brandon.
During the broadcast, I try to mention offensive linemen when I can, although they don't get a lot of mentions as they should. But I know last week I mentioned Brandon's name at least 3 times on huge blocks. In fact, one pancake block, I think, down on the goal line, too, to get us a touchdown.
Yes, sir.
So, Brandon, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're a senior. Like Chance, what do you like to do when you're not playing football?
I like hunting and fishing.
Yeah.
Play some games, hang out, and I do FCA and NHS and all that.
That's awesome. Your mom, Heather, right?
Yes.
She's kind of heading up the Mothers Club.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. She's doing a great job right there. Brandon, anything else about Lions football, the game this week, or anything else?
Expect to win.
There you go.
Amen.
And we're going to. Huge game this week. Chance and Brandon, man, thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And Rob, you got anybody I want to say hi to?
Brandon, you got to say hi to somebody.
Yeah.
Who you want to give a
Chance
shout out
did
to?
last week.
My mom told me to say hi to her if they asked again. So
Okay.
Say hi, Mom. Wave. Say hi, Mom. Brandon, you
Say
better.
hi to my parents.
There you
Yes,
go.
you better, because your parents are extremely supportive of you. They're at everything. I see them all the time.
Yeah.
Extremely supportive family.
They really are. All right, man, and we need that support Friday night, too,
Amen.
at Alvarado. Coach, great show today, man.
Yes,
Is there
sir.
anything else you want to add?
Yeah, let's thank those that make this show possible. Auto Glass Magic, Avalon Custom Homes, Bruner Auto Group, Syntex Bonding and Paint, Syntex Equipment Sales, Citizens National Bank, Dan Hill Containers, Dr. Bond Young, Dr. Pepper Bonding Company, Edward Jones Investments, Hendrick Medical, Howing Enterprises, Humphrey Peets, Landmark Life, MC Bank, Painter Johnson Associates, Smith & Sharp Agency, Sonic Drive-In, Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, Weldon Wilson Electric, Western Bank, Willie's Teas, and the Real Talk with Chad Valdez podcast.
Yeah, Dallas Houston should be on there in the next day or two.
Yep,
I
I've
didn't
heard
ask
that.
Brandon like I do Chance and everybody else. Pro team, you watch anybody?
UT and the Cowboys.
UT and the Cowboys, too. As an offensive lineman, is there anybody that you like to watch?
My position.
Okay, at guard. Let's see who's the Cowboys left. Oh, Connor Williams. Just don't make 3 holding calls in a, what was it? A
Number
taunting call.
52.
Yes.
Always
Boy, I
gets
need to get
flags
right.
on him.
You know what? Huh?
He always gets flags on him.
He does. Connor, I think, leads the league in holding calls, and then he got that unsportsmanlike conduct. I say when Lyle Collins comes back, put him back at left guard and leave Steele at right tackle. I'm just saying.
I wonder if Nate's got anything left in him. Nate played left guard.
He did play left guard. Nate Newton right there, no doubt. He was one of the good ones.
Yes, he would.
All right, again, thank you guys for coming in. Coach, thank you. We'll see you on Friday night.
You better have a great day, Brownwood.
Brownwood Lions head football coach, athletic director Sammy Burnett, along with Chance Jones and Brandon Steele here on the Coaches Show every Monday and Wednesday at this time. And, of course, video streamed at KOXE KBWD Facebook and KOXE.com. Thanks to Star behind the controls as always.